So let's get into it. This download gonna be about the skin, right? That's what this download is about. The skin. The skin being our original clothing. That's what this download is about, right? Before there was cotton, before it was linen and polyester, and niggas was wearing silk garments and whatever fabric you wear on your body, the skin was our original clothes, right? When you came out of the womb, out of your mother's womb, this what you was wearing. And we've been programmed to live against our own nature. So we have been disconnected from nature and going so far away from who we are in our original organic states. Now you see we wearing clothes, right? So with that being said, let's get into it. So the skin, like I said, the skin is your original clothes. Not this fabric that we wearing, not the shorts that you wearing, not the sweatpants that you wearing, the jeans, all the money that we spend on these clothes. No, all of this we have been given by white supremacy. We have to remember that we live within the realms and within the mind of our oppressor. It's not a person, it's a mentality, right? We've been taught through public education school systems. Our parents and our grandparents reinforce these ideas of us wearing clothes because why? Shame and guilt. What makes you not want to wear, what makes you not be in your original clothes, which is your skin? Shame and guilt and lack of knowledge of self, ignorance. And that's why we coming out of the dark ages. That's why we're coming out of the age of the Kali Yuga. Now we're going into the golden age where we're going to be illuminated and we're going to have knowledge of self and understand the technologies of our body. Remember, like the honorable prophet Eligio the Christ teaches us, in order for us to honor God we must glorify the technologies of our body. Remember, the black woman is God. She is the creator. All life that has been portaled in, that exists on this plane of existence, has came out of the womb of a woman. And all whatever pigment you are, whatever skin pigment you are, all life originated from the black woman. All life. So, in order to glorify our mother in heaven, not our father in heaven, in order for us to glorify our mother, we must honor our bodies. Your body was made inside of your mother's womb for 9 months. The honorable thing for you to do is to glorify the technologies of your body and not abuse it and not shame it and not guilt trip yourself into not loving your body. That's the wrong way to be. That's ignorant. And this is why this is this type of shit that keep us asleep. The skin is your original clothes. Before it was cotton, anything other than that, we was wearing this, right? So with that being said, let's break down the technology and the biology of skin. The skin is part of one of these 3 germ layers, right? If you ever study embryology or you study biology, they'll teach you in science what the skin is. The first germ layer that the skin is a part of is called the ectoderm, right? The ectoderm is responsible for creating the skin, the nervous system, your spinal cord, your brain, and the hair on your head. Remember, your hair is connected to your nervous system by the hair root plexus. So the ectoderm is very important for you to understand, and it's very important for you to understand what the skin is. Remember, you are a cell made up out of 50 trillions of other cells that move as one unit that make up your being. You have you're hosting a collection of miniature human beings inside of your body. Right? This skin, right? If you study biology, there's a scientist, his name is Dr. Bruce Lipton. He did an experiment called enucleation, where they were theorizing what is the brain of a cell? How do we determine what the brain of a cell is? Dr. Bruce Lipton, other scientists was doing it. They had all these ideas and theorizing and philosophizing what the brain was. So what Dr. Bruce Lipton did was he did an experiment, like I said, called enucleation. He took the nucleus out of the cell. Remember, the nucleus is the heart of the cell where the DNA lies. The DNA is the molecular blueprint or instructions or genetic code for the cell to play out for it to be what it is. Scientists believe that the nucleus was the brain of the cell because it contained all the essential parts like the DNA. But contrary to their beliefs, after an observation and complete experiment done by Dr. Bruce Lipton, they found out that you can take the nucleus out of a cell and it can live on for 2 to 4 months without the nucleus inside of it. So the question came up, was like, wow, so if the nucleus was taken out, enucleation was taken out of the cell, and the cell can still live on for months on end. Slater P was good with you, God. Long time no see, King. So they thought if you can take the nucleus out of the cell, which we thought was the brain, then what is the brain of the cell? They figured out that the cell membrane, the skin of the cell, which was actually the brain of the cell. And this is why we have to honor our skin, because your skin is your true clothes. This is your original clothing, not this t-shirt, not the chrome heart hoodie that niggas be wearing, not the jeans and all the shit that we be wearing. Your skin, the cell membrane, is the brain of you. It is the primary and the first receptor and first layer for you to get in tune with your environment, right? You are receiving electrical signals from your environment, and your 5 senses are picking up these signals and sending it to your brain. But remember, all of your senses, you got about 20,000 protein receptors built into your skin. Your eyes, your ability to see, your ability to smell, your ability to taste, your ability to hear, touch, temperature. All of these senses are built into the skin. This is the brain of you. But we don't honor the technologies of our being. We don't understand that our body is a part of the subconscious mind. It has a mind. It literally has a mind of its own. It thinks before the brain inside of your mind. It feels before your brain does, because it's an intuitive intelligence. Your skin is an intuitive technology that we are here to glorify and understand, so that we can live in harmony with our body, and so that we can live in harmony with our environment. So again, the cell membrane or the skin of your body is your brain. This is your brain. Now, we've been taught to take showers every day, 3 times a day. Use all this sink water. Think about it. What's inside of that shower water that you taking 30-minute, 20-minute, 15-minute showers in? It's chlorine and fluoride inside of that water that you're using every day on a daily basis. So with that understanding, we have to limit our use of that water, because it's not water. It's a chemical cocktail that's being utilized to strip our skin of its melanin. Remember, all species contain melanin, just at different shades and variations. We all are the sun vibrating on a different frequency of itself. And when you are taking that shower and you in that shower for 10 minutes, it's like being in a gas chamber for 2 minutes. You breathing in all that chemical and all those toxins, and it's stripping and pulling the intelligence out of your skin. Remember, melanin is intelligence. It's biological living light. It's consciousness. Your skin is a brain. Melanin is the intelligence that's inside of your brain. So when you take showers every day, when you put all these toxic and harmful products like lotions and oils and Victoria's Secret perfumes on your body so that you can smell good and look attractive, what you're doing is you're not making yourself attractive. You're not making yourself magnetic to your environment. You're actually disconnecting and detracting your ability to be a force and a magnetic force to attract what it is that you need in your environment for you to love yourself. Because you need other people, places, and things in your environment for you to love yourself through. And if you are not in your organic and natural state, then you're only going to attract something that's fake. You're only going to attract a GMO, right? Women like to use perfume. Men like to use cologne. That's not your natural aura, right? Human beings have something called an electromagnetic field that spans about 15 to 25 feet from us. You have a natural scent. You have natural pheromones that's being emitted from your skin. When you put on lotions and chemicals, perfumes Perfumes, colognes, deodorant deodorizes you. These things block your pores, and they block the intelligence in your skin and stop you from connecting and communicating with your environment. Remember, for you to be in heaven, in a heaven state of mind, is for you to be in an everlasting spiritual state or communion or communication with God. God is nature. So your skin needs to always be in communication and have access to the environment, to the elements, to the sun, to the oxygen of the air, so that you can actually be at your premium state. But we're not taught that the skin is our original clothes. We're taught straight out the womb, put a pamper on, put a diaper on, put some clothes on, put a beanie on, put a little hat on, wrap this up on you. Not only has white supremacy or the mind of Europeanism, not only have they covered up our minds, they covered up our skin, which is our brain, our original clothes. So with that being said, we have to protect the technologies of our body, because when we do this, we are honoring God's creation. We are honoring our mother's creation by glorifying this being. Your mother made this body. The black woman is God. She is the creator. If you don't take care of this being, then you're not honoring thy mother as you are supposed to. You're not honoring God as you're supposed to. If in your natural environment, there's not perfume, there's not stores for you to go buy vanilla and strawberry perfume and cologne with ingredients on the back of it that you can't even pronounce. Think about it. We're so subjective. We don't move in objectivity at all. This is why we are asleep. This is why we live in ignorance. This is why we get all type of cancers and skin cancers, because we put other shit on our body that's foreign to our being. Coconut oil is organic. Olive oil is good. Avocado oil is good. But why are we putting on Axe deodorant, spraying Axe? All this body odor stuff. All this stuff is going against and disconnecting you from God. It's making you less magnetic and less attractive to what you're trying to bring into your field. Truly. We got to think about this. And not even that. On top of that, like I said, your skin contains melanin. Melanin is biological living light. It's intelligence. Melanin is an antenna that connects you with God. Your skin, appreciate that, Slay. Your skin is an antenna that connects you with God. So the more melanin you have, and the more pure, the more pure your melanin is, the less toxic it is, the more heightened your awareness and your ability to communicate with the universe is. But you're not going to be able to do that when you take showers every freaking day. When you use the water every day in the kitchen and in the showers, in the bathroom. Think about it, especially for women. What is a woman's favorite place in the house? You have to understand that we're being attacked. We're going through spiritual warfare. We're being attacked by our lower self. We have to understand this. What is the woman's favorite place in the house? The bathroom and the kitchen. She loves taking showers. She loves cooking for the family. The men do too. This is polluting your being. There's chlorine and fluoride going into your skin. These codes are being sent through your nervous system to your brain, and your brain is sending these instructions to the rest of the cells in your body for them to move on those instructions. What happens when the cells in your body gets codes that's based in misinformation that has been corrupted? Well, those cells begin to be corrupt themselves, and they start to be malignant, and they turn into cancer cells. And cancer cells are cells that live against the equilibrium of your body. They start to go against the instructions of the host. They go against the original instructions that you have been given to the cells inside of your body. But you have to be accountable for this. You have to do your research and understand that we live inside the mind of our oppressor. And this whole reality, this whole matrix has been designed for you to live against your natural state. They got things like deodorant that you can put on your skin to stop your natural pheromones from being emitted into your electromagnetic field. Listen to it. Deodorant. 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 When you hear the prefix D, that means to take away, to subtract. So when you putting on deodorant, you're subtracting and taking away from your natural aura that's supposed to be used for you to attract a mate, which happens in nature. In your natural environment, your natural scent, what you think is musty or something, no. Your mate or your family is going to be attracted by that. They're going to know you by your scent. But we're not taught to honor our skin. We're not taught that our skin is our original clothes. We're taught to put on and go buy clothes and dress up and be fashionistas and divas and all this to appeal to the aesthetics that the white man wants to see us in. This keeps us in our lower self. This keeps us vibrating low. Understand this. Understand this. This keeps us vibrating low. We have to study what the skin is. It is the cell membrane. It is your brain. And when you put in pollutants and toxins on it, you're tampering with your brain. You're dumbing yourself down. You're rendering yourself docile to your environment. You're not going to be at your amplified state. So your skin is your first brain and it's connected to your ectoderm. That's what's responsible for creating the skin, the nervous system, the brain, and the hair. Very important for us to know. And it has melanin in it. The melanin is intelligence, biological light, liquid sunlight inside of your skin, right? You think you just brown for a reason, for no reason? No, you're brown for a specific reason. It's because you need sunlight. Your skin needs sunlight. The melanin in your body needs more sunlight. Here in the northern hemisphere, we're getting an abundance of UVA. We need UVB. UVA is promoting skin cancer. You want to know why it's promoting skin cancer? Because we don't eat the right way. We put harmful lotions and oils and perfumes and colognes on our skin that seeps into our pores and translates into our biology. And the sunlight, that UVA radiation, it begins to burn those toxins inside of our skin. And now we got skin rashes. Now niggas bumping up. Now niggas got all type of rashes. Because we lack knowledge of self. But if we understood what the technology and how the technologies of our body work, we would never operate in this manner. We wouldn't do this. And these are things that need to be talked about because nobody in the black community talks about this stuff. The only person that talks about this stuff is my chief. Only people you're going to hear this from is imagination. On top of that, let's talk about the reason why we're wearing clothes. This is going to translate into sexuality. Free to three. Three is free. That part. This topic is going to translate into sexuality. Yes. I told you I'm part of that Pluto and Scorpio generation. We love talking about sex. We here to uncover what y'all don't want to talk about. But this shit is not hidden from us no more. The human body has been over-sexualized. It has been demonized and over-sexualized by the Caucasian mindset. The mentality of the Caucasian is to look at a black woman's body and over-sexualize her in their minds. They look at a black man and look at the penis of a black man and over-sexualize that. And they want to demonize that to keep us ignorant. So they tell us to put on clothes, wear boxer briefs. No, your penis, your phallus needs to breathe. Why are women having to wear bras and shirts all day? Why is it that the man can wear and walk around with his shirt off, but the woman can't walk around with her breasts out? Her breasts aren't breasts. They're actually solar panels. They're solar panels. If you take a look at the human body, it don't matter what species, what human you look at, Caucasian, don't matter. The penis, which is the phallus, and the breast. If you look around the woman's breast, the nipple, around the nipple, there's an areola. It's darker than the rest of the body and the rest of the breast. The penis is darker than the rest of the body for a reason. Why is that? The reason being because the woman's breast, she produces milk to nurture a baby, to sustain life. The man's penis produces sperm and ejaculates to produce life. This is life force. And what on the planet gives us life force? The sun. The sun is the vital life force for all living things or all organisms or organs on this plane of existence. So that means that since the penis or the phallus is darker than the rest of the body, the woman's nipple and areola is darker than the rest of the breast in the body, that means it needs more sunlight. Not UVA, but UVB. Because UVB is what's allowing your pituitary gland to produce a hormone called MSH. MSH is a hormone being released into your body to produce melanocytes. Melanocytes are melanated skin cells that give you your pigment. Right? You think that you're just brown for no reason. No, you're brown because you're supposed to be closer to the sun. Right? Your pituitary gland is producing so much melanocyte stimulating hormone all day. It's vibrating so much at such a velocity all day to keep you at this pigment. This is why it's important that we get sunlight. Right? The Caucasian man seen us in our natural environment and he said, "Oh wow, look at those black men's penises. Look at their phallus." They were ashamed and felt guilty and were insecure of themselves. They looked at the black woman and they loved the supple nature of her body and her breasts and her hips and her booty. They loved it and they demonized it and they over-sexualized it. And guess what? In order for them to keep us divided, let's put some clothes on them so it can keep us safe and keep us confident and make them feel disconnected from what they really are. We gotta peep the psychology of this shit. We just not wearing clothes for no reason, y'all. We not wearing clothes for no reason. So understand that this dives into sexuality, shame, and guilt. We were taught by our oppressor to be ashamed of our natural state, to feel guilty about our natural state, to feel guilty about us having nice bodies, nice penises, nice breasts, because the Caucasian wasn't living in an environment that allowed them to have this type of shape and structure. So they demonized us. Oh, look at them big noses. Look at them big booties and big hips. What? Spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. So we need melanin. We have to get back in tune with our organic state. We have to get back in tune with our natural state, our natural bodies. You don't see nothing in nature wearing clothes, do you? Nothing in nature wears clothes. Nothing in nature is putting on jackets or hoodies or gloves or hats. It's not doing that. We are the only thing that are going against the rest of what we are. How stupid is that? But we are supposed to be the most sophisticated and intelligent beings on this plane of existence. Yet, we are not living in harmony with our creation and what we are here to have dominion over, which is the earth. We're here to live in tune with the earth, not be disconnected from it. But since the European lacks melanin, this renders them automatically disconnected from nature. And when we take on their information, which is misinformation, then we begin to corrupt ourselves, and now we live out this information, and now we want to go buy clothes all day. You feel me? Now they say we stink because we living out in nature and sleeping outside and in tents and teepees. They say we stink. So we feel so ashamed and guilty about what they taught us that we gotta put on deodorant. We gotta spray down all this perfume that they make all this shit. We don't make this stuff. They make it. So we got to understand that there's guilt and shame that we have to let go and release for us to become in tune with our organic and our authentic states. We have to heal the psychology of our minds and these traumas that we have been given within this system so that we can go back to living original, so that we can go back in our original states, in our original clothes. On top of that, I was telling you all about the waters and all the chemicals. Limit your use of that shower water. You don't have to take baths every day. You don't have to strip the melanin off of your skin every day. You don't have to do that. It's not intelligent. You think that that's getting you clean, but what's happening is it's not making you clean. It's making you more susceptible to being dirty. It's making you more filthy, right? It's making your immune system weaker. It's making you less intelligent because melanin is intelligence. When you strip that melanin out of your skin and you go out into your environment and they got all these chemtrails, all type of stuff in their environment, different frequencies around food, all type of products you put on your skin, this stuff weakens your immune system and makes you more susceptible to being at a state of dis-ease or a state of imbalance. It makes you more, it puts you more in a state of stress and not in harmony with the equilibrium of the planet. So understand that white supremacy and Christianity has over-sexualized the body. We don't understand the body. They don't understand the body. And we don't understand the body. But now is the time for us to understand the technologies of the body so that we can glorify God's creation. But you can only do that by honoring your original state, your original clothes. Your skin, right? Your skin is what you're using to breathe, right? If you ever seen a TV show or you ever seen the ambulance or the emergency room where somebody goes into the ER and they get their scissors and they rip open the shirt, they cut the shirt. Why do they do this? They're not doing this for no reason. They're doing this because the skin is your true nose. Think about it. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, all of your senses is built into your skin. When your skin has more access to the elements, you're able to get more oxygen. And remember, oxygen is consciousness, right? If somebody knock you out, you lose what? Oxygen, breath, which is consciousness. That oxygen is giving you consciousness. You have cells living inside of your body that are miniature human beings. Inside of your blood, you have red protein cells called hemoglobin. These cells capture oxygen from your environment and feed them to the rest of the cells in your body. These cells give the rest of the cells in your body consciousness to operate the right way in your body. How beautiful is that? This is how technical the human body is. This is how intelligent the human body is. But we don't understand this because we don't study. We don't want to go study and research what the body is and what the skin is, and that the skin is our true brain. We don't want to do that. It's important that we know this. It's important that we get over the guilt and the shame and being insecure about our bodies so that we can go back into our original states. Remember, man, we're going back into indigenous living. I just came from Austin, Texas. I don't know if y'all know about Austin, Texas, but there's a beach down there called Hippie Hollow. It's a new beach. I went to this new beach. As soon as you pull up, you see everybody in their regular clothes. You don't see nobody wearing shirts, pants, panties, boxers, nothing. You see people in their original clothes. And I tell you, I felt so free and so liberated. You didn't see nobody over-sexualizing the body. Nobody was staring at each other, looking all weird. Nobody was talking about each other. It was normal. It was natural. It was guilt-free, shame-free. It was a liberation. And we are here to liberate ourselves through knowledge itself. We are here to liberate ourselves out of our ignorance and out of our sleep through divine knowledge itself. And it's important for us to understand that this is your clothes. All right? So do your best to honor your body, right? If you got some nature near you, some woods near you, if you live in a tropical environment, go get that sunlight. Women, take them bras off. Did you not know that the United States of America has the highest cases of breast cancer amongst women? Why is this? The reason being is because the women are wearing bras all day. The breasts need air. They need oxygen. They need to breathe. They need to hang. They don't need to be pent up all day. The male penis, you don't need to be wearing boxer briefs. Your penis needs to be hanging. It needs to breathe. It needs oxygen. It needs sunlight. That's why it's darker than the rest of the body. That's why the woman's nipple and areola is darker than the rest of the body, because it produces life force, right? Everybody talk about chakras, but they forget to tell you that the woman's breast is a chakra. The penis is a chakra. A chakra is an energy wheel. It's an energy center for life to express itself through. But they don't teach us about that. They teach us to cover that up and be ashamed of that and talk about each other and guilt trip each other. That's not what we're here to do, Reflection. We are God. We are all a part of God's mind. God made us in these states for a reason. And we're just unraveling our minds back to this truth. Back to this very truth. You feel me? We not here to be lusting and looking at each other and being weird. No, you're here to liberate yourself. You got to understand that this is a spiritual warfare. Right? All is mental. This is not a physical reality. This is the spirit realm that we are in. Why would I put on lotion and perfume and cologne on my body and I can't even fucking pronounce the ingredients on the back of the label? It don't make sense. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's not taking care of and honoring the technologies of your body. So, I wanted to give y'all that, man. I wanted to let y'all know that the skin is your original clothing. The skin is a part of the ectoderm, right? The germ layer that produces the skin, the nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord, and your hair, right? Not only that, it has melanin in it. Melanin is biological living light. It's intelligence. It's consciousness. Hence why your skin is your brain. This is why you don't need to be taking all of these showers. I know we in Babylon right now. We in the northern hemisphere. So we got to do what we need to do. But alchemize it. Be resourceful until you can get back into a natural environment where you can get in the ocean, into that salt water where it's going to electrify your being, where that sun is going to help rebuild skin pigment and help repair the DNA of every cell inside of your body. Don't be ashamed of your body. Your parents reinforced the guilt and the shame in your body because they was ashamed of their body. They didn't know no better. But now we in the age of Aquarius. There's no reason for you not to know this information. There's no reason for you not to pick up. You got a computer in your hand. There's no reason for you to go look at what is the skin. Should humans be wearing... We got ChatGPT now and everything. Should humans be wearing clothes? Why do the women have to wear bras and shirts and the man don't have to wear no shirt? That's weird. This is weird, but we don't ask no questions. And these are glitches in the matrix that we have to be talking about. We don't talk about sexuality because we are ashamed and we feel guilty about our sexual nature. We worry about the aesthetics of things, but not worry about the functions and the technology of it. We worried about, how big the penis is, how saggy or how supple the titties are, the solar panels. I won't call them titties because the woman's breasts are actually solar panels because they absorb sunlight just like a solar panel. A solar panel absorbs sunlight, alchemizes it, and stores the kinetic energy inside the battery, which is the device, the hardware for energy to use later on. And that's what the woman does. Her breast absorbs the sunlight. The penis absorbs the sunlight so that you can use that information from the sun to produce sperm, semen, to produce milk for the baby, to sustain and nurture life. This is all a sacred energy exchange. This is a sacred act that we don't understand, that we are ignorant of. Ignorance is nothing but lack of knowledge. We lack knowledge of self. And this is the time for us to become more educated upon these things so that we don't be ignorant and destroy ourselves. Trying to smell good and look good for white supremacy. Trying to be attractive for somebody in this system. Look, you spraying all this shit on your body and putting on these lotions and all this stuff that you can't even pronounce. You're not going to attract nothing organic. You're only going to attract something that's genetically modified because you're not in your original authentic state. You're only going to attract something real for you when you're at your organic state. So this is stuff that I want y'all to sit on, man. You feel me? These are things that my chief has talked to us about and taught us for us to go repeat to the collective so that we all understand our nature as human beings. You feel me? We talk about designer clothes and all this and this, that, and the third. But melanin is the best designer clothing that you can have, and it's inside of your skin. Melanin is worth more than gold. Melanin is tallied around $450 to $500 a gram, while gold is worth like $90 a gram. Talk about designer, and you want to go buy you some clothes and what? I'm gonna rock this. I'm gonna rock this. On top of that, the more skin you have available to the sun, like I said, the more oxygen you can get, the more in tune you are with the sun. Right? Your blood, when your blood is not getting access to the elements, your blood starts to coagulate. Coagulate means that your blood starts to thicken up. When your blood thickens up, it slows down the flow of oxygen consciousness that's flowing through your body. It's slowing down the equilibrium of your body. But when you got your clothes out, your real clothes, and your body is in tune with the elements, your blood can flow more readily, and it starts to decoagulate, and this allows you to get more oxygen, more consciousness. This allows the blood to flow more readily throughout your body at a higher velocity, more intensely, and this puts you in a more clear state, the more clarity. This is why Chief teaches us that all human beings belong near the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, by the equator, near the equinox where the sun is at its most powerful. Because we thrive when we are in our original state, in our natural environment. So again, y'all, your skin is your true clothes. Understand that white supremacy has over-sexualized our bodies. Christianity has over-sexualized our body. They told us about the story of Adam and Eve and how the serpent told them that they was naked and they put on fucking clothes. And he said, who told y'all that y'all was naked, man? Who told you was naked? Who told y'all was naked? This is your original clothes. You came out naturally looking this way for a reason. Nothing else in nature is putting on clothes. Nothing else. And we're animals too. Why are we acting like we not animals? Why are we acting like we not animals? You feel me, King? Akim 3333. Why are we not being animals? Why are we not doing what nature wills us to do? It says to do the will of God. God is nature. Why aren't we doing the will of nature? Why aren't we not imitating every other species in nature and getting in harmony? We have been put here and to have dominion over the earth. Why aren't we doing the exact opposite? It don't seem like we the most intelligent and sophisticated species on the planet. It don't. We starting to act foreign to our own environment. We're foreign to our own nature right now as we speak. Because we live within the mind of white supremacy. We don't think about, oh, damn, my penis is darker than the rest of my body. My nipples and my areola is darker than the rest of my body. It needs more sunlight because it's more melanin there. Sunlight is what gives you melanin. That's why when you get in front of the sun, you get what? Darker. You get a tan. Because the sun is a less condensed version of dark matter, of the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Behind the sun is darkness. The sun is a vacuum that's pulling darkness and expressing and projecting it onto the earth as light codes for us to express God's creation. Understand, man. This is your true clothes, man. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't feel guilty of it. I'm here to tell you, I used to feel ashamed of my body and feel guilty about my body because my parents reinforced those ideas on me. But I'm accountable for what I do now. You feel me? I went to Austin, Texas and went to that new beach, Hippie Hollow, and was free. Free. It felt liberating. It felt so good. And it reminded me that, damn, we are in the age of Aquarius. We about to have to go back into living indigenous with the land. It was normal. Like, it was something activated inside of me to, like, already know, like, yeah, this is normal. Like, shit. Walking past people. Hey, how you doing? I'm smoking a joint. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Peace. It's normal. Just how we walk around with shoes and clothes on it. and dap each other up. What's good with you, King? How you feeling? Peace, Mom. What's good with you, sis? Same way. But we just didn't have these clothes on. We was in our natural clothes. It was natural. It was normal. It wasn't weird. It wasn't awkward. There was no guilt or no shame. It was freedom. Liberation. And guess what's going to liberate you? Knowledge itself. You knowing the technologies of your body is going to liberate you from the ignorance that we have been installed inside of this system by our lower self. All right, y'all? So remember, y'all, your skin is your true clothes. It is the brain of your body, the cell membrane. You are made out of 50 trillions of cells, right? 50 trillions of cells. Dr. Bruce Lipton did an experiment called enucleation. They thought the nucleus was the brain of the cell, but he took the nucleus out of the cell, and the cell still lived for 2 to 4 months because the skin carried all of the information that it needed for it to live. You feel me? Reflected light from my chi, man. 3 is free. Peace to the gods. Love myself.